हेलो गुड मॉर्निंग डियर स्टूडेंट्स, होप सो यू ऑल आर फाइन. वेलकम टू डिजिटल क्लासेस. समय 10 से 12 वाला हर घर बने पाठशाला. दिस इज योर केमिस्ट्री पीरियड क्लास +1 as we are doing the unit 2 structure of atom. Today on 12th May our topic is Bohr's model for hydrogen atom. So dear students, before going to start this video, I want to just appeal from you all, please go through these videos full, watch the videos full. And I know it is not easy to understand the topic by watching this video once a time, so you have to watch again and again, 2-3 times. You need to understand the topics in best way, so please go through it properly. As I can observe nowadays, some of the students, they are not just watching these videos, they are just doing just going through in the starting and just forwarding it in the fast mode and finishing the videos quickly just to finish the work. So it should not be there, as I'm asking knowingly some questions in between just to cross check are you going through full videos or not. So in this video also I will ask one question in between, so just to check those students who are watching full video, they have to give me answer of that question which I'm asking in between on my personal WhatsApp through the SMS. Okay, so please, once again I'm going to repeat, please go through these videos just to understand the concept in best way. Secondly, the chemistry, to study the chemistry you need to adopt some attitude, that is basically you need to imagine all the things. In imagination you need to see the atoms, electrons, protons, as it is very difficult to bring it in the practical situation in the live example. So just before going to watch this video, just go for the revision, what we did in this chapter, what structure of atom, what is the atom, and how the history of atoms we are studying, and how we reached up to Bohr's model. So before going to Bohr's model, as in limitations of Rutherford we did, according to Rutherford limitation, there was he couldn't explain the stability of an atom, in which according to Rutherford, an atom is resembling like a solar system in the planetary model, in which nucleus is comparable to sun, whereas the electron are regarding as the planet which move around the nucleus in the same way. So as planet around the sun, however the two differ in the sense the electrons are negatively charged but the planets are uncharged body. Okay, so in an orbit, and electrons move with the constant speed, but in directional change, velocity also change. In other words, we can say the electron is undergoing acceleration according to radiation theory of Maxwell, and because of that radiations, the moment electrons are going through the velocity, it is losing its energy, and because of losing energy, one time will come when electron will go to the nucleus, and in that case the atom will destroy. Okay, but in practical, in real life, the atom is never destroying. So this thing is making the electrons, this thing is making Rutherford model a failure model. So he couldn't explain the stability. Second, unable to explain the electronical structure of atom. He has not told about how many electrons are there in how many energy shell. So Rutherford established the presence of electron in the extranuclear space, but didn't provide any clue about the distribution of electron in the space, and also about the energies of electron. And third is couldn't explain the atomic spectra. According to Rutherford model, the electrons emit energy as radiation continuously. If that is the case, then atomic spectrum should be also continuous. However, actually the atomic spectrum is discontinuous and in the form of line spectra, as we discussed in the last video. Okay, so these limitations made the Bohr's to think about a modified model of atom. So although the Bohr's model is the most successful model of atom which we are going through nowadays also, as in this Bohr's model also there are some limitations, so we will discuss those limitations in the last. So let's start with the Bohr's model of an atom. Niels Bohr, 1913, he has proposed a model. He proposed basically the model of hydrogen atom, and all the atom which is carrying only one electron. It can be helium positive or helium positive, or it can be lithium 2 positive. So these are also having one electron. So he has taken the model of that atom in which there are only one electron. So he took the model of atom, idea of model of atom, from the Planck's quantum theory basically. Okay, so in his model he postulates all these basic 5 things, in which first thing is the orbit. He told about the orbit. In a hydrogen atom, the electron is revolving around the nucleus in a well-defined circular path of fixed radius. Once again, in his model, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a well-defined circular path which is known as orbit, and this circular path is known as orbit, and it is corresponding energy state of electron which is called stationary state. So this was according to his unable to explain the electronic structure. So according to orbit, now he can explain the structure of atom. Second, constant energy. So the energy of an electron in its orbit doesn't change, that is always constant. So if electron is moving around the nucleus, in these are the orbit, these lines are called orbit, where electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a fixed path, and these electrons doesn't change its energy, it is constant, it is having constant energy. That was the second. Third, in which delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. It means that when the electrons are moving, when a required amount of energy is supplied to an electron, it absorbs the same fixed amount of electrons in the form of bundle, which is called quanta, and same way it jump to the higher stationary state. The moment electron is gaining, let's suppose any electron is gaining energy from outsource, so it is carrying extra energy. Because of that, electron jump to the extra, you can say the higher stationary state, which is called excited state, but here it will not remain too long. So again it is losing the same amount of energy and drop down the electrons to the down. So that change in energy we can calculate. In the next, he told about the energy shells. In energy shell, he told about the K, L, M, N, different shells. There are different shells. 1 is K, 2 is L, 3 is M, 4 is N. So dear student, this you have studied in 9th class also about the energy shell of an atom. So electrons are distributing according to the energy shell. This we have discussed. But the electron is not stationary, it is continuously moving. Fourth is the different energy level of that we have discussed. Fifth is angular momentum. About angular momentum, only those energy orbit are permitted for the electrons in which the angular momentum of electron is a whole number, multiple by h upon 2 pi, which become then nh upon 2 pi, where n is an integers. Okay, this is according to Planck's constant. Sixth is energy of its stationary state. It means that the important property of an electron is the energy of its stationary state. It is given by the expression En is equal to minus RH. RH is Rydberg formula, as we have discussed in the atomic spectrum, 1 upon N2. So by using this formula, we can find out the significance of negative energy for the electron, which will be discussed in later stage. Okay, so in this way, with the help of this, we can quantize the electron. We have discussed yesterday the different line. It means that we can quantize we can write the different number of atom. Okay, so this was also one of the contribution of Bohr's model, in which he has given 2n square rule to find out how many electrons can distribute in K and L. So n is number of shell, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, whereas shell is KLMN. It means that number 1 is K, number 2 is L, number 3 is M, number 4 number is N. So how to calculate the number of electron distributed according to shell? That is by using this formula. In place of N, now we will use this number. So you can do mathematically, 2 into 1 square is 2. It means that K is occupying maximum 2 electron, L is occupying maximum 8 electron, N is occupying maximum, M is occupying maximum 18 electron, and N can occupy 32. So in this way, it is giving us a magic numbers 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32, which help us in the distribution of electron, as we have done here in an example of sodium. So total number of electrons in sodium are 11. So we can distribute 2 electron in K, 8 electron in L, and 1 electron again in the L shell. So the configuration become 2, 8, 1. Okay. So this is the best contribution of Neil Bohr's. So there are some achievements of Bohr's model in a theoretical way. So quickly, Bohr's theory has explained the stability of an atom due to the different energy shell. So which was the limitation of Rutherford, where it was not stable. So this model is little bit stable. It shows the stability of an atom due to the different energy shell. Second, Bohr's theory has been used to derive the Balmer formula also, as we have done yesterday in atomic spectrum. What is Balmer formula? Balmer formula is the difference in two shell, the energy difference between two shell, that we can calculate with the help of this formula. Third is Bohr's theory has helped in calculating the energy of electron in hydrogen atom or N1 electron species with the help of this formula. Fourth is Bohr's theory has explained the atomic spectrum of hydrogen atom, that also we discussed yesterday. This given spectral line in different stages of hydrogen spectrum. So these were the basic achievements of Bohr's model. But in the last, some limitations were also there. Those limitations are theory couldn't explain the atomic spectrum of atom containing more than one electron, as his total theory was based on hydrogen or those all ions which is carrying only one electron. So it was failed to explain the atomic spectra of more than one electron or multi-electron atom. Second, Bohr's theory failed to explain the fine structure of spectra. Although he told about the atomic spectra, but under the atomic spectra there are some fine spectrum also, which he was not able to explain. Third, Bohr's theory failed to explain Zeeman effect and electric Stark effect. As you know, when the light is falling on or it is striking on any object, it is diffracting, and it is diffracting in the two-way magnetic and electric field. Yesterday we did in wave nature. So he was failed to explain that magnetic field is called Zeeman effect and electric field is called Stark effect. So these Bohr's theory failed to explain the shape of molecule formed by combination of atom. The moment the atom will combine and form molecule, at that time the shape of molecule is not explained by this theory. Some new principles such as de Broglie, Heisenberg uncertainty principle that we will study in the further videos, those theories failed the Bohr's postulate of that an electron follow a fixed circular path, that we'll discuss in detail in the next video. So till next video, just once again go through this video again, and please once again I'm telling this is very important topic, go through this topic. So till next video, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay home, and keep enjoying the digital classes. Thank you. Have a nice day.